Hi, welcome back to Dr. Karen's Math Hacks. I'm a little bit excited about the one I'm going to show you today because I just discovered it on Thursday. It's a way to make division of fractions really, really easy and very fast. Let's take a look. All right, the other day in class we were working on a problem and ended up with 2.5 divided by 3. All right, I'm not sure what I was thinking, but my first response was to say, okay, we get rid of fractions by multiplying by the denominator. And we get 5/6. And that was the answer. So I was like, wait a minute, what's going on there? So it turns out that if we're dividing fractions, that we can get the answer by multiplying by the common denominator. All right, in this case, the denominator for 3 is 1, so 2 is the common denominator. Let's look at some more examples. All right, I showed you that in the first example that if there's a fraction on the top, then it works. Let's look at if we have a fraction on the bottom. 8 divided by 2 1/3. We're going to multiply both by 3. We got 24 on the top. 3 times 2 is 6. 1/3, 3 is 7. All right, so we have 24 over 13, which is 1 and 11/13. 1.5 divided by 3/4. 4 is our common denominator. And we get 4 plus 2 is 6. We get 4, so this is 3. So there's our 2. We know that 2 3/4 make a 1.5. Let's look at 5 1/4 divided by 2 1/3. Okay? The common denominator is 12. So 5 times 12 is 60. And then 1/4 of 12 is 3. So we have 63 on the top. 12 times 2 is 24. 1/3 of 12 is 4. So we have 28 on the bottom. Okay? Now we can simplify things. We can take out 2 28s, right? And that will give us 7 left over. All right? So now what if we did this the normal way? The change it to improper fractions, invert, and multiply. What are we doing there? Okay? So in that case, we have 5 1/4 over 2 1/3 is 4 times 5 is 20 plus 1 is 21/4. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7 7/3. So we get 21 over 4 times 3 over 7. All right? And we get 63 over 28, which is the same thing as here. All right? Well, why is that happening? It's happening because we're actually doing the exact same thing, right? When we change it from a mixed number to a improper fraction, we're multiplying this 5 by 4. And then after we invert and multiply, we're multiplying by 3. So that's your 12. That's what's going on here. And the same is true with the 2. Okay, the 2 is multiplied by 3 to get our improper fraction, and then multiplied by 4 to get that number. So it's the exact same thing, except for the math is easier. All right? There's less of it, because we can break this up into a whole number and a fraction value. All right, let's look at another example. 3.5 over 6 2/3. All right? So our common denominator is 6. 6 times 3 is 18. Half of 6 is 3. 6 times 6 is 36. A third of 6 is 2. Times 2 is 4. So we get 21 over 40. A little more than half. And this is a little more than half. All right, one more. Let's do 5 1/8 divided by 3 1/2. All right. Our common denominator is 8. 5 times 8 is 40, plus 1 is 41. 8 times 3 is 24. Half of 8 is 4. So I have 41 over 28, which is 1. We're going to subtract this. We're going to go, okay, 28 is 30 minus 2. So 41 minus 30 is 11. Plus 2 is 13. So 13 over 28. These numbers that I've been coming up with are pretty awkward. But that's because I'm coming up with them just randomly. I'm just randomly writing things down. I do that because the Math Hack has to work on any number at all. If you found this video useful, consider subscribing or hitting the like button. I'll be posting another Math Hack next week.